I technically only need to go to uni 2 days a week because I've crammed all my classes in. And that makes it easy to do all this other stuff. So then on top of that, like, it wasn't just that it was easy to be in a committee while studying or working in a job while studying. It made it easy to the point that I could maximize that and do everything. I think at the moment I have 4 jobs.
If you're watching this and you want to absolutely become an expert, be somebody that's known and get a job before you even walk out of university, here is the actual tactic. Jump on LinkedIn, find yourself 20 people in the industry that you want to work in who are influencers, whether it's CEOs, whether it's people that are posting a lot of content, whether it's experts, follow their content.
I think positioning is like a big thing. That gets you a lot of the opportunities, and then people will start coming to you as well for that stuff.
I love that. It's such a great point. G'day and welcome to the Choosing Your Uni podcast. I'm your host, Rob Malicki, coming to you today from Wajak Noor country in Perth. And my guest today is Dulaj from the University of Western Australia. Thanks for joining me, mate.
No problem.
Hey, mate, great to have you. And your first podcast.
Yeah, first ever podcast. Excited to be here.
But you're a social media content creator too, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So for those people who are listening along, check out the link down in the description below for some of this man's work. But mate, so you're studying a Bachelor of Business here at UWA, and an interesting combo. So doing communications side, but also with management. Tell me about how you chose those.
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't want to do like electives are cool, but if I'm going to do electives I'm interested in, I kind of want the qualification. So I just went with one that was like, it was actually relevant to me as a content creator. Media was pretty relevant. And then as well as that, I wanted to do marketing, but then I wanted to diversify a bit. To me, that's like one of the best combos you can go for.
Nice. How do you get interested in content, for example?
I did media in high school, and then like I wasn't a big fan of doing like short film and stuff. And then like recently I started doing it for UWA's socials. That's the main thing. And then I started doing some like independently. So like I did one at a bar, and then I did one like on campus just with my mates. And that actually blew up kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah, 20K considering.
That's awesome.
Yeah, normal views got like 4. So I was pretty happy with that. But I want to get into it more. I got the equipment and stuff. It's just a matter of time.
Now, this podcast will be about your experience at UWA, but I'm super curious to explore this because I think a lot of people start out on social media and they post their first video and it gets 2 views. And then the next one gets like 100 views. And you never really, you keep getting low number of views and people get discouraged really easily, but that's kind of part of the game, isn't it? Just to learn the craft.
It's trial and error, it really is. Yeah. Like you will learn what works eventually. Like now I wouldn't say I've posted enough trial and error online, but even seeing like what I've done on UWA's, I've seen what gets a bit more engagement as well on like my video. And then even like what I've personally published, I kind of realized like, is this funny to watch? Do people actually care? Or is it just a blatant ad? Like that plays into it as well.
So thinking about your social content here at UWA, what kind of works for you in terms of style or content, things like that?
I prefer content that's like you can do stuff that's like gonna advertise the uni. And I'm glad that UWA socials don't really focus on that. It's more like on stuff that people are actually gonna enjoy watching. Like I did like one that was taking on the performative male trend. That one got a pretty normal amount of views for the socials, but then the engagement like skyrocketed compared to a lot of normal videos as well. I got to shine creatively as well. It was a really fun video to do.
Nice. Yeah, fascinating process, isn't it? And so how did you end up getting that work with the university? One of the things I'm really keen to highlight, both on the pod and on YouTube, is these opportunities to work on campus. Because when you get to work on campus, it's like the best. It pays great, but then also, you're working where you study. It's amazing. So how did you manage to get the job on campus?
You got to be like, to get opportunities, like not everything's just going to come to your door. Like for me, some have, especially like the content creation stuff. But for this, I was pretty like alert with what opportunities there were. You'd be surprised how many niche things that aren't actually advertised much. Even the student ambassador program wasn't like, you have to go out of your way to find it to a degree. And then I applied through that. I got in. From there on, it's kind of just positioning, showing you're really good at stuff, showing that you mean well. Like the socials team reached out to me because they liked me. And then I got that opportunity through there. I think positioning is like a big thing. That gets you a lot of the opportunities, and then people will start coming to you as well for that stuff.
I love that. It's such a great point. I'm really passionate about LinkedIn at the moment for the exact same reason. It's like you can position yourself on LinkedIn as an expert in anything. Even when you're at uni, you can be posting, let's say aviation. Like you love aviation, you want to get into the aviation industry. You can get on LinkedIn, literally follow all the CEOs, the CTOs, the COOs, you can follow them all. And when they're posting, you can be commenting on their stuff and you can be posting your own stuff And that way, when you go out to get a job, somebody looks at your profile and they're just like, it's almost like you're already an expert
Yeah.
just by being on LinkedIn and being active.
I mean, it shows you care. It really does.
Yeah.
And even like, I was really big on LinkedIn last year. I stopped doing it as much this year just because of the time commitment. But even like going to a lot of events and stuff, even now, like I've even gotten like my first time I ever got a job offer just through referrals. Just going to like knowing the right people really does get you somewhere eventually.
I just want to do this real quick. If you're watching this and you want to absolutely like become an expert, be somebody that's known and get a job before you even walk out of university, here is the actual tactic. Jump on LinkedIn, find yourself 20 people in the industry that you want to work in who are influencers, whether it's CEOs, whether it's people that are posting a lot of content, whether it's experts, follow their content. And when they post something, all you have to do is put an insightful comment on their post. Use ChatGPT, that's totally fine. What you'll find is that over time, if you're always replying to their content, they're going to start seeing you show up and they'll notice. Suddenly you're going to be connected to all the leading people in the industry. It's an absolute no-brainer. Anyway, there we go.
No, it's you know what? It's pretty crazy. I had like I've got some really good connections on LinkedIn. I haven't engaged much recently, but I remember like halfway through the year, one of like my best ones was a CEO in like this kind of tech space, and I needed to do some like customer interviews for like an extracurricular businessy thing.
Brilliant.
So I like was doing that for interviews. She even like, I remember I was running my own event and she reposted that. As soon as that, I got like ticket sales. It was crazy.
Isn't that wild, mate?
Yeah.
Like, you guys have this opportunity to do something that no one in the history of humanity has had the opportunity to do, which is literally to connect to the most brilliant people in any industry. Now, they won't all reply, but let's say you connect to 20 or you follow 20 of them. You ring the bell, make sure you ring the bell, because that way every time they post, you get a notification. You're the first person to show up, the first person to comment. I've literally had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of impressions just from my comments on LinkedIn. And then look what happened. Like, that's unheard of. Even 10 years ago, that would have been unheard of.
Honestly, it makes it so easy to reach out to people. Even like, I remember I was pretty big on like big four opportunities and stuff. And it was so easy to pull up like a list of 20 of Australia's PwC or like so-and-so talent acquisition managers. It was so easy. And like, you could reach out, send them cold messages, and that just gets you so much further than a lot of other people. Nuts.
Mate, we've just like delivered just nuts value for anyone that's like listening or watching this. So let's get back to you.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is.
G'day, it's Rob here. Hey, are you a parent or a carer of a student that's thinking of going to uni in the years ahead? Did you know that Choosing Your Uni has a whole bunch of resources just for people like you? And you can find those at parents.choosingyouruni.com. You're going to find things like links to our Facebook community, downloadable worksheets, and heaps of advice by parents for parents. It's all the sort of stuff that you need to help guide your student on their journey to uni and beyond. Check it out now, parents.choosingyouruni.com. Let's get back to UWA. So what's it like to study here?
It's great. I guess from like a day-to-day, I really like it. I love my classes, love the lectures. For me, I like it on a week-to-week basis just because I feel like I'm doing something different every week. It's not like classes hasn't been like the main focus for me. I love my classes, but then like whether that's hanging out with my mates. I mean, we're right next to the city. I remember I went off like literally right after a class, we went off to like Frank's. It was like a Texan barbecue. And then like we just went back on campus. It really wasn't far. And yeah, even like there's always events happening around the corner. I'm involved in a lot of committees. Every week's interesting.
So what sort of stuff are you involved in? And once again, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, so important. If you really want to get the most out of uni, is to get into other stuff. So what are you involved in, Dulaj?
I'm involved in like the entrepreneurial space just because like that's important. Like Perth startup community, I've gotten pretty networked with like through one of my student clubs, Bloom. I was just on like I was their secretary because I hated admin work. I hated all that. So I was like, I'll join secretary. I'll get better at it. And also because like, it's kind of a life hack as well. Because when you're in a student committee, you can do a role that is to a degree qualified. Obviously, you're not doing the same thing that the marketer of Google does, but you're putting some crazy stuff in your resume. I did an events management, or I was the events manager of this one committee for a bit. And I got to put down that I managed events with over 100 people. I acquired a bunch of tickets. I made social media posts about it. And then like I was responsible for that. And that's something like you would get paid to do eventually, it's really strong to have, especially because I want to get into marketing. Really powerful. It really is.
It is the what it counts on a resume, to be
It
honest.
is.
Like, if you think about, there are thousands of people that walk out with a Bachelor of Business.
Yeah.
If that's all you got, well, it's better than not having it. But
It doesn't get you the full way.
yeah,
Not with everyone else. It's crazy. Like, as well as that, like, not everyone has the same opportunities. Obviously, let's say someone's dad who works in like this crazy company is going to get them right in there, and then they're going to be ahead. But you can be just as ahead by like going to a club that you're interested in. Then you can also, it's like a mutual thing, right? You give them the value of being able to run, having like really good members. You get something back in the value that you have longevity through these like proven points. You even network with crazy people, even through one of the clubs I'm at. I was literally in a room with like Australia's billionaires, like crazy people who wanted to invest, massive venture capital firms. That was like a really wild experience.
send them my way, mate. Like, that's
If I got the connections, I would have, honestly. So daunting. It really is.
Oh, the other example there, if you're talking, I'm thinking about that person who's at the other end of the spectrum that has no connections. Somebody that's working to survive.
Yeah.
And it looks almost inaccessible to be able to like get involved in all this extracurricular stuff, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time, does it?
Nah.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I didn't know anyone. Like, Venture, one of the ones I'm in, one of the biggest ones, for me, like, I didn't know anything about them. Like, this was literally my first year. The first month I was on campus, I was like, I'm pretty into them. I want to, like, know about them. I walked into that room. Like, I walked into their club room, and I just said, like, hey, what do you guys do? From there on, like, amazing first impression. They have I have amazing rapport with them. The associate director is amazing. And like, as soon as I applied for committee, the president and all that were like, you're on. Obviously, interview's formality, but it was really easy to secure that. As long as you're willing to go out of your way, you can't make connections just by standing still. No one's really going to do that. But as soon as you put in that little effort to go out of your way to a new location or to reach out to people, you make so many so fast.
You said something just before, Dulaj, which really struck me. And you said, I became the secretary because, what was it, like note-taking or...
Yeah,
what was the exact-
note-taking, admin.
Admin. You said, that's it, admin. You're like, yeah, admin wasn't really my thing, so I decided to become secretary to get better at it. Like, that's quite an unusual attitude to have, right? Is to actually seek out your weak spot so you can work on it. Where does that come from for you? Like, why are you driven in that way?
I knew that, like, no matter what job you go to, I feel like there's always going to be something you hate or, like, you're not good at. Even if it's, like, your dream job, for example. For me, like, I hate answering emails. I hate keeping up with stuff. Even, like, note-taking and stuff. I'm not good with. Organization's not my strong suit. But then I have the accountability where I have to. And it's an executive position in the club as well. I wanted to be somewhat involved in that leadership while being able to develop myself so that I am ready. I'm not lacking in this skill that I don't like.
Where's it come from for you, though? Can you think about where it like, why? Like, why you're wired that way? Because there's always I just love this moment where, there's an origin story to that somewhere. Maybe when you're a kid, something happened, or your parents are some certain way, or, grandparent, whatever it is.
I guess it's longevity, right? Like, I have some amazing friends. And then I'll look at them and they have this crazy skill and I wish I had that. And like, I'm not going to get it by not doing something about it. But then I'm not just going to like spend an hour every night learning how to organize myself. No. But if I force myself in a way, then I'm going to. And as well as that, having a really good career is important to me. If I don't work on that now, I don't want to have to work on it later.
Yeah, I love it. Maybe last question. If somebody was wanting to come to UWA, and actually, let me reframe this a different way. What surprised you about studying here at UWA? And that could be like surprised because, oh, wow, I just never knew it was going to be like that. Or it could be surprised because, about every institution, there's like stigma or preconceptions about what a particular institution's like. And in fact, like this is a huge uni. Oh, no, actually, it's quite intimate in the fact that you get to meet a lot of people. So take that whichever way you want.
It would actually be, I don't want to say uni's easy, but it was how easy it was. Because it's a big difference from high school. High school, you kind of dedicate your life to learning. And that's because you have so many classes in different fields. But then I imagine like if you're a med student or like you're doing law, it's not the same case. But even then, I do think that your classes aren't as bad because you have flexibility. Like, I technically only need to go to uni 2 days a week because I've crammed all my classes in. And that makes it easy to do all this other stuff. So then on top of that, like, it wasn't just that it was easy to be in a committee while studying or working in a job while studying. It made it easy to the point that I could maximize that and do everything. I think at the moment I have 4 jobs, and that's all in different fields because it gives me a wide variety of skills. And then I'm on like 2 committees. I'm able to volunteer in a bunch of different spaces and do a bunch of cool things. Uni makes that really accessible and easy to do, where you're not giving up like 7 days a week of sleep. You're not giving up your free time too much. I still have a great social life, but I'm doing all these cool opportunities. That surprised me so much.
Do you think that's in part because, I mean, clearly you found the right subject for you. Do you think that's a factor? Yeah.
100%. You can network. You got to put hours if you really want to excel in something. You don't just go to your classes if you want to excel. You have to put hours in networking. Like sometimes you really just want to sleep in or have a really good night. I'll still make that 40. I have a pretty long commute because I live a little bit far south. I will still always make that commute if it's something of value, but I'm not going to do that if I'm not interested in it. I love meeting cool people. I love learning new skills. I love being involved in things that not many people are a part of. And if I was doing something, whereas I'm not that passionate about, let's say physics, like I was still good at physics in high school, I wasn't passionate about it, I wouldn't be nearly where I am now.
But what's the moral, man?
What's the moral? Moral of the story, just do something you like. You're going to hate it if you don't like what you're doing, especially because you're going to spend so many more hours than you think on it 20 years down the line.
Do what you love.
Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for joining me on the pod.
No, of course. It was great. It was great. Thank you very much.
At Choosing Your Uni, our mission is to make finding your ideal institution and your degree fun, easy, and stress-free. So if you're looking to save some time, to discover more, and to get personalised advice for every step of your journey, check out choosingyouruni.com. Our theme music is composed by Pasha Shogi and his band Flow, and this episode has been researched and constructed on Garigal land in Sydney. Until next time, have yourself an awesome day.